Hi, I'm Karen, and today I'm bringing you a fundamental Pilates mat work to help get you started with your Pilates practice. So from the seated position that we're in here, the legs are together, pull your belly in nice and tight. Really feel like you're pulling your stomach in right into your lower back to help open it up. So we're going to roll down into the mat, and as you roll down, try and roll down as evenly as possible. So already starting to create awareness at your alignment. We want to begin by thinking of our body, of our center or our trunk like a box. So shoulders and hips and then everything in between, and try and keep that box as lined up as possible. So the arms are down by the side of the body, and the first thing we're going to do is begin to connect into our stomach and waist. Now, when we pull in our stomach and waist, we want to really feel like we're creating support for the spine. So you're pulling in of your stomach and you're pulling in of your waist. Maybe even think of widening rather than just pulling in. It shouldn't be tilting the pelvis or pushing the spine into the mat. We should be getting a sense of support and lengthening the spine. And we always want to start in this position, lying down on back, with the length of the spine on the mat as much as possible. So having the legs bent will help you with this. So breathing in, pull in the stomach and the waist muscles. So really see if you can feel these muscles getting tight as you contract them and engage them. And as you exhale, release them. Inhale, pull the stomach and waist muscles. Again, feel that you've got them engaged. And as you exhale now, I want you to actually just soften them, but not completely release them. So we want to work on endurance of our muscles. Inhale, pulling in. Remember not to be changing the length of the spine as you're doing this. Exhale, release. And also maybe having your hands on your lower stomach. So making sure that you're not moving the pelvis. If you move the pelvis, you're moving your spine. Okay, pulling in the stomach and waist. So you're getting the sense of it now. Practice, practice, practice. And again, pull in the stomach and waist. Now, with the stomach and waist engaged, we're now going to move on to picking up the legs, okay, from the stomach and waist, supporting the spine. So the arms are by the side of your body. Have the legs together and engage your stomach so that you're already supporting the spine. So when you pick the legs up, they float up, and we're keeping the spine in the mat. Equally so when you lower the legs. You don't want to get the feeling that the legs are pushing the spine or pulling the spine. Want to keep it supported the whole time. Inhale, picking the legs up, engage those muscles a little bit tighter, and exhale down. Inhale up, shoulders stay relaxed, exhale down. You can start with single legs if you prefer, if you feel that you haven't quite got the strength or the stability to do double legs. If you do start with single legs, just make sure that you're keeping the box square, that when you're picking up the leg, your hips are staying balanced as well as your spine staying on the mat. I'm going to do one more on my left to make it even, and down. Keep the legs down. Let's go to the upper body and now move on to rib cage arms. Okay, so the reason why it's called rib cage arms is for us to learn the connection of the arms into our trunk. So when we're lifting the arms up and over, we don't want to be lifting the back or lifting the ribs. So you should be able to feel if that is happening. So bring the arms back, and when you bring the arms back, can you feel how the ribs come down, how the spine comes down? So when you reach the arms behind you, keep the length of the spine on the mat with the stomach and waist connected. Exhale, pick them up. So there shouldn't really be a change in the back as we move the arms or we move the legs. Not if we are over time connecting into our center. Good, let's do two more. Inhale, reach the arms over. Exhale, picking the arms up. Bring the arms down by the side of the body. Let's look at the ab curl, picking up of the upper body. So with the stomach and waist engaged and the spine on the mat as before, think of the curling up of the upper body like the rib cage arms. So you're really feeling the connection into the waist here, and then come down. So you feel like the curl up is coming from the center of your body. Shoulders stay relaxed, curling up, and exhale, coming down. Really try not to round the shoulders, so keep the shoulders open and come down. So we're preparing for the 100, the first exercise in the classical mat work. And come down. Okay, so from here, let's go into the 100. So with the stomach and waist engaged, like we've just been practicing, you can always go back to those little fundamental pre-Pilates exercises as much as you need to. Pick up the legs, and now here I'd like you to open up the hips. Okay, so the heels are together, the hips are open. So curl up the upper body, and then you're going to stretch the legs up with the hips turned out, the heels stay together. Keep the legs high, and we're going to pump the arms. Breathing in through the nose fully, out through the mouth fully, and do that 10 times. We want to feel like the base of the ribs are in the mat. You've bent your upper spine. You have the length of your stomach muscles, and you're really anchored, connected, and stable in your center. And your box is still square. Breathing in fully and out fully. I always lose count. Breathing in fully, count your reps. Squeeze the inner thighs together as you exhale. Pumping nice and easily from the waist, keeping your shoulders relaxed. And again, breathing in and out. Let's do one more. Hug the legs in and roll down. Come up to seated, and we'll take some rollbacks, which is how we start the roll-up exercise, which is the second exercise in the classical mat work. So you can start this exercise with the hands behind the thighs if you feel like you need to. And here what we can do with that connection into our stomach, we want to feel like we're opening up the lower back without overly rounding into your upper back. So you don't want to collapse. You want to keep the feeling of lifting. So imagine an ab curl in seated, and then rolling into the mat. Maybe just really feel like you're rolling into the back of the pelvis. Take an inhale here, deepen your stomach and waist, and exhale, roll up. Really try and feel like you're leading this movement from the spine. Take an inhale here, and exhale, pull the stomach and waist in without collapsing. Keep the lift in your center, rolling down to your lower back. Inhale, pull the stomach and waist in deeper, and exhale, coming up. Sitting up tall, and then exhale, rolling back. Keep the lift. This time, let's go down to the mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, pick up the upper body like your ab curl, and then keep rolling. Keep the width as well as the length across your stomach. Now stay round this time. Inhale, exhale, roll down. Take an inhale here. Exhale, roll up. And let's do one more. Inhale here, and exhale, rolling down. We can progress this exercise by having our arms reaching out. So reaching out, keeping the shoulders wide, getting maybe a sense of a little bit more stretch through your back. Exhale, rolling down. Maybe not taking the arms very far. We don't want the back to arch. Inhale, arms come forward. Exhale, roll up, stretching forward. Inhale here. Exhale, roll down, and let's stay down. Bring the arms down by the side of the body. We're going to move on to one leg circles. Okay, from here, we're going to start with a very modified version, and I'm going to do that on the right leg, okay? But then on the left leg, I'm going to show you the full version. Okay, so we're going to keep the left leg bent, but we want to have it as far away as we can with a foot flat on the floor. Remember your fundamentals, the box. your waist, the spine, all connected, all in the mat, really square. And that's how you want it to stay. You're going to stretch your right leg away, picking it up, and hold the leg up really high. Now the circles are going to stay high and small. We want to feel that the weight of the leg is not in the leg, but in your center, and that you stay connected and stable. So use the arms to help you do that. We go across the body on the inhale without changing the box. Down with the leg, but still keeping it high, and circle up. Inhale across, down, exhale up. Across, down, exhale up. We're not letting the leg pull the hips, the waist, ribs, or shoulders around. We reverse the circle. You go away from the body on the inhale, take the leg down, and circle it up on your exhale. Inhale, exhale. 3 more. Again, keeping the stability in your center. Think about keeping that box really square. 1 more. And lower the leg down. Now I'm going to keep my right leg straight, straighten my left leg, keeping my back on the mat, and I'll show you the full version. So we pick up the left leg. So you may well be able to go straight into this, but we're going to stand into the right leg, and we're going to keep the left leg high again. Remember, your priority is stability in your center. So go across the body, down, circle up. Across, down, circle up. Across, down, circle up. Across, down, circle up. Maybe if you tried the bent leg and now you're doing the straight leg, you'll see how much harder it is with a longer lever. Reverse. Work on the stability in your center. That's always your priority, stability. 3 more. And again. Maybe notice the difference from one side to the other. And lower the leg down. Come up to seated again, so you can bend your knees to do so if you wish. And roll up through your spine. Coming up to seated, just stretch the legs out and give yourself a little stretch forward here. Nice. Okay, so from here, you're going to come back down to the mat, knees bent, roll down. I'm going to take you into the single leg stretch, okay? So another typical ab exercise, but we want to incorporate the whole body in all the exercises. So we're going to pick up the legs like you did before from the connected center, making sure the back stays on the mat when you pick up the legs. Keep practicing those little fundamental moves. Curl up your upper body, and you're going to take your right leg and stretch the left one away, keeping it high. Now we want to not just pull the leg in, we want to make sure that we're resisting, always find resistance in the body. And now here again, prioritize your stable center, staying curled up, and we're going to switch the legs. So keeping the leg high. And again, try not to just pull the leg in. We want to create resistance, which keeps the waist engaged. So we switch, take a breath, exhale, switch. And switch, stay curled up, shoulders relaxed, and switch. 1 more each side, and switch. Bring the legs in, lower the upper body down. We're going to take the double leg stretch now. The double leg stretch, we work in a turned out position at the hips, so the heels together, toes apart, hips open. So here, curl up the upper body like you did, and hold on to the shins again. Now I want to make sure that we're not completely tucked into this position. So you want to be working the length of your stomach. Work the length of the stomach to keep your tailbone down, and then curl up your upper body so you feel the tight contraction of your abs. So from here, we're going to stretch the legs away high. You're going to squeeze the legs together with your hands. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the legs in, open up the hips, and bring the legs in, curl up deeper. So inhale, stretching the legs away, pull the stomach in, keep the back on the mat, and exhale, really go, let yourself open up your hips here, stretch your stomach. Double leg stretch is more about the stretching in of the legs and of the stomach. And one more, inhale here and exhale in. Lower the body down. Bring the legs together, hands behind the thighs, come up to seated. We're going to take one more exercise, the spine stretch forward. So with the legs open, okay, think about the name of the exercise, spine stretch forward. Because I want to lead the movement from the spine. Okay, so typically if we're leading the movement, it's going to come from our center. So let's see if that helps you identify where you're moving from. Okay, so let's have the arms out in front. Okay, we can have the arms low because we want to have the chest open, but just be careful that you're not arching into your back. So soften the spine and allow the stomach muscles to support your spine. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, we stretch forward. Now the stomach and waist are pulling in the opposite direction of the spine going forward so that we're not letting the pelvis tip and we're getting more stretch through the spine. Inhale here and exhale, come up. Sitting up tall again, the chest open so we get that length of the upper back. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, stretching forward. Maybe think of pulling the ribs into your back as well. Inhale here and exhale up. Take an inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, forward. Maybe feel width across the ribs. Maybe that will help. And exhale up. Open up the chest. Inhale at the top. Exhale forward. Pull the stomach into your back. Really open up the back a little bit more. And exhale up. Bring the legs together. Take another little stretch forward. Coming up. Let's come up to standing to finish. So let's take the legs to the side. Come into kneeling position. And from here, I'd like you to come into a squat so that we are as upright as possible. So we really want to have the chest open, okay? And so you're working your back here as well as your stomach. And then if you can, I want you to try and come up. Really feel like you're being lifted from your center. So we're going to try, so let's come up. So let's start coming up. So really lift yourself up from your center. And then I want you to now round your spine and take a little stretch forward here. Okay. Really work with your center of balance. Maybe take the hands forward a little bit and lift your stomach slightly forward. Pilates stance if you can, or just a narrow parallel position. And then lifting from your spine, again from your center, coming up to standing. Let's take an inhale here. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you come back again soon.